Welcome everyone to the first episode of Sunflower Roses. We're your hosts Riley.
And I'm Fatima.
Alright, and today we're doing a podcast. We're starting a podcast. I think honestly, we both started talking before recording, and we're both nervous.
Really
We're
nervous.
both so nervous.
Never done this before, so I'm just like, ooh.
I know. I've been on YouTube for how long? Since my junior year. Since our junior year. Which, I don't even know how long that is anymore.
Yeah. And the only time I've been on, videos before is, your video, the BTS video.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the first time I ever was, on YouTube.
Yeah. Honestly, that was really, cool to me because, as it is, that was, my start year of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I had never, done, any, content before. And that was, my year where I was I'm going to just go for it. And here we are. Here we are.
And I'm in, a lot of your videos now.
I know. You do, little cameos every now and then, And I don't know. That first year that I was on YouTube, I mean, I was, really into it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was really cool that, it wasn't even long after you and I became friends. You know
really?
what? Yeah, because, I mean, it was, we became friends. We met each other, first of all. We became friends. And one thing I mentioned to you recently about when we first became friends was that I mentioned that right as soon as we became friends, you instantly got comfortable talking to me about anything, yeah. So you got comfortable with me right away, which I'm that's a good thing, clearly. And
I think I remember when I first met, I think it was with you. I think it was that I was on my phone and I saw that someone had requested to follow me.
Oh, okay.
And it was it said sugar daddy and a name.
Oh,
did I show you?
You didn't show it to me, but you told me about that.
Yeah,
you told me about that.
And I was but yeah, that's right after that we had met. And
yeah. What do you want to talk about how we met?
Yeah.
When we first met. So it wasn't a school day. It was a Saturday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And our well, for me, she was my choir teacher, but to you, she was Link Crew. Shout out to our teacher. If she could ever come on here.
That'd be so cool.
Honestly, I would want that.
Me too.
That would be amazing. We were doing it was a parade. Our town was doing a parade, and our high school had their own float and stuff. And there was even the two mascot suits. Weren't you in one of them?
So hot.
You were in one of them, weren't you? You know what? I remember you asking me to hold your phone.
Yeah, because I couldn't hold it anywhere.
Yeah, I remember. Oh god, that must have sucked.
Yeah, it was so hot in there, and it smelled because it was the old ones.
Oh.
Because I think recently they got new ones.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but I was in the old one, and it smelled. It was so hot, and I was like, "Get me out of here!"
Oh my god! You know what's crazy is that first of all, the mascot suits for our high school, they were two scorpions, and they were big mascot suits in black, and we were in the hot. So you were up on a float with a fully black big mascot suit. I can't even imagine what you must have felt when you definitely went home and showered, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would have too. I would have been I feel sticky and gross, and yeah. What's crazy about mascots though, this just popped into me. So I went to two different high schools. Mm-hmm. When I moved here, it was junior year, so that was the year we met. My old high school, our mascot was a knight, a knight in armor and stuff. Yeah. That was the mascot of our school. And when I was there, it was also a mascot type suit, the big head and the suit and all. But supposedly when my sister was in high school, back when she was in high school, the mascot suit for the knight was an actual knight armor. It was actual knight armor.
Actual metal.
Yeah. Supposedly.
Oh,
supposedly. I had never seen it. I mean, when I was there, it was different. They changed it to a legit, mascot suit. The ones you were in. But supposedly, when my sister was in high school, the mascot suit for the knight was an actual knight armor.
Oh, wow.
And they actually had the person in the mascot suit, riding on an actual horse. Yeah, it was it was crazy. And it's funny because I think my sister says she knew the girl who was a student at that high school, the girl who I think owned the horse.
Oh.
So it was like a student had like horses, and so she would let the school borrow the horse whenever they would do like stuff like, you know, rallies or whatever, like big assemblies like that. And when the night was gonna be like on the horse, like I think it was like a student's horse, like, you know, she would let the school borrow it. So that was just like, it just popped in my head right now. So I know that was like off topic. By the way, I get off topic so easily.
No, girl, me too.
I get off topic so easily. But back to when we met. So you were on a float. I was carrying, I think, a flag. We were just waving flags.
I think way before that, way before we got onto the float, I think we got there to like the street we were gonna go to.
Yes.
And then we got off the bus, and then our teacher was like, "Does anybody need to go to the restroom?" And then I was like,
yeah, me too. We had to go to the restroom.
And then we walked like 10 miles to like the restroom.
That was so true. We literally walked down the whole entire street.
Yeah. And then I remember for one of the floats, one of the people that were like in the parade, it was like a haunted house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then people with chainsaws, people with like clown masks.
Yeah.
And then I remember them showing up and me getting so scared. I don't remember what your reaction was, but I got scared.
I don't think I reacted that that badly. I thought it was weird. I was like, we're let's get to parade. Like, to me, like, I think parades, and I think like I don't know what that was. Was it just like in like celebration of our city, or what was that parade for?
Yeah, the parade is just like basically it's just like everything that's happening in our community. So it's a bunch of like organizations coming together and like showing off like their organization and stuff.
Yeah, because aside from that one, there was that one that I told you about that was in out here in Victorville, but that one was a Christmas one. Okay. So everyone was like Christmas theme.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, what was this one for? I just remember it was during the hot season. So I was like, I don't know what that was for. So I thought it was weird that like there were just clowns and like people with chainsaws. Like what? Like it's just.
I was like.
I know it was.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty funny too, because like obviously the parade hadn't started, but like these people got into character right away. Like they were rehearsing their character, so we had to walk by them. We had to walk by them just to get to the restroom. But no, yeah, that's true. We did meet because of. I always tell people this whenever it's like, we're like, how did you and Fatima meet? Like, where did you guys meet? Because that's something a lot of people ask me. Everyone asks like, where did you guys meet? And I just give a simple answer, like high school. That's when we met. But I like telling people as a joke, like, we met because of a porta potty.
Yeah. And it's literally true. Like, we literally met because of a porta potty. Because we had seen each other. We didn't really talk until we started walking over there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, well, I mean, you know, as it is, like, I was new to that high school, so, like, I was very shy, like, I didn't know anyone. One of the first people that I did become friends with, like, right away, like, my first week of high school, and it was in our choir class, too, was actually, Allie. So she went with us to the restroom, and I felt comfortable going with, like, this little crowd of, like, students going to the restroom. I felt comfortable going, especially because she also had to go, I think. And so I think the opportunity I got to first speak with you was because I think you two were speaking. Like, you guys were talking to each other, and I was just kind of in the middle. And that's, like, I think that was, like, the first moment we talked. Yeah, so, yeah. And you know what's so funny is that because obviously, like, you use the restroom, and then it's a porta potty, so it's, like, only one at a time. So, like, when you come out, like, the teacher has you, like, wait until, like, everyone's done so we can all leave back as a group again. And I remember you went in first, and you were so disgusted, which, like, obviously it's a porta potty. Like, those things are gross. And I remember opening the door to come out, and I open it, and you're the first person. You're the first person I see, and you just yell, "Disgusting." Like that vine, you literally yelled that out. I was like, oh my god, that's one of my favorite memories of you, because that was like one of my first memories with you. Like, I don't remember what we talked about on the way there. I just know we talked. I had forgotten about those clowns until you mentioned it. But like that specific memory is what I have of the first day
Disgusting.
That was the first memory I have of you. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's so.
That was like.
I don't even remember that. How do you remember that?
That was like the only thing I really remember.
You're like, that day I knew she was gonna be my friend.
Yeah, and I think it was that same day you felt already comfortable with me because I mean you let me hold your phone while you were in the mascot, so I was like, like she like trusted me right away, and then from there we didn't really. I don't think we started seeing each other in school a lot yet, because I know at some point it was when we would hang out like every day at lunch. We would meet in the choir room, remember? Which, by the way, I don't know about you, but like I love that choir room. It was so like, it was different compared to where I was at my other high school. Because my other high school, the choir room, it sounds like I'm dragging, but like,
No, you're good.
but like it was like it kind of just felt like a small version of like like where like people practice like ballet and stuff with like all the mirrors, and then it's just like emptiness.
Yeah.
And then over here there was just like the whiteboard. That's kind of what the choir room was for me at my other high school.
Okay.
And then over here, it was like the classroom was like round, I think. And there was like kind of like the seats were kind of like almost set up in riser form. And then it was like the piano right in the center. It was just like, it was perfect.
Yeah, I love that room.
It was so cozy in there. Like,
And I know, I think you guys, for the choir, you guys had like that room. What was it called? Like the bass hole or something?
oh my gosh, yes, I remember that. Yeah, so we had, because for choir it's for the 4 different sections, which is baritones, tenors, altos, and sopranos. We each have our own parts when it comes to singing the song. So our teacher would like break us up into our sections, and 3 of us, I think, got a room. I know the tenors, and when I was there, it was like 3 of them. So they got like the smallest closet. You remember that little closet room that had like windows that was right by like the entrance to the cafeteria? Okay, so you know how that one was like the smallest one. That one was for the tenors because it was only 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then the one across from that, which was like the upstairs one, that one was ours. That was for the baritones. that was for all like the basses and stuff, and and the guys there were really nice and they were really funny. Like they had like some dark humor, but like it was like funny to me. So like I was like, I like got along with them, and like they got along with me. So it's like we fit like perfectly, and they were I think the first friend group I ever brought to this house when we first moved here. Because I remember, I don't know for what, I think it was for like I think somewhere in like December, like before Christmas, I think, or like after Christmas, we had wanted to do a sleepover at one of their houses, and we all went, and it was like a fun night. And I felt kind of awkward because I'm literally that person at a sleepover who goes to sleep first. I'm that person. Like I am like I need my sleep. I understand. Especially now. When you're a teenager, it's like whatever's, like, but like, especially now, especially you, because you work so early or so late, sometimes both. So like, I'm just like, sleep is very important. So like, I don't know. I've always been that person that like, I just have to go to sleep. I'm like, I can't stay up any longer. So it was very awkward because like, okay, the house was 2-story, which is kind of rare to see here. I don't really see a lot of 2-story houses up here, but it was a 2-story house, and my friend's bedroom was upstairs, so they were all up there, like, talking, laughing, and stuff. And because I wanted to sleep, I was just like, like I don't mind like sleeping down in the living room, so I just like slept like on the couch, and like I think like his brother would like randomly come out, and I'm just there. I'm just like right here, just sleeping. And yeah, I don't know how long they stayed up late, but I think I went to sleep. I'm not even joking. I think it was like 10. At a sleepover. I went to a sleepover and I fell asleep at 10. That's kind of embarrassing. Oh gosh. Yeah. And then after that, because it was December, and then January is my birthday. Like it's the month that my birthday lands on. So for my birthday, that's when they came over here and we did a sleepover here and stuff. Oh. Yeah, and that day too, very similar to like right now, how like we kind of got like like almost like nervous or shy to like record right now. We want because at the time I was already doing like YouTube and stuff, and I had always told my friends and stuff and like people how like I would love to like vlog and stuff like, but at the time I didn't have it in me to do it. And that day my friend, he was very like almost like tech savvy, but like with like cameras and stuff. Like, he's really good with camera work and stuff. And so he had like this really good like quality camera that he had just gotten, and he brought it to my house for the sleepover. And he was like, you can use it for tonight, like if you want to vlog and stuff. And we didn't really vlog anything because I don't know. I just felt like we all got kind of awkward. It was just awkward. I don't know, but yeah. As you can tell, I got off topic again. We were talking about the choir. Yeah. Yeah, and then the other room, the one that was like, there was another piano in there. I feel like there were so many pianos in that room.
Yeah.
There were so many pianos in that room. What was it like?
Because there's one in like the room.
Yeah, the
and
main
then there
big
was
one
where the tenors were going.
Yes.
I remember people used to call it like the haunted one, the haunted piano.
You know what? I do remember hearing something about that little room being haunted, but I
Yeah.
never got like answers. Like, what does that mean? Like,
I have no idea.
Oh.
But everyone would say it was haunted, but
what the heck?
I don't know.
Huh?
I would go in there to practice for like the musicals, because you know how we would go to the choir room to practice. So we would always go in there to practice.
Honestly,
Sometimes.
honestly, you drama students deserved a theater, like a small little. That would have been amazing. Honestly, like that would have made me want to join. Like my other high school that had a whack freaking choir room, they had a little theater. I had a little one. I was like, wow. So you guys can have one, but not the other. Like like I don't know. Honestly, when it comes to high school, I can truthfully say, I think I liked high school more here than out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's just like the vibes were different. Like I felt like I kind of fit in more over here, which is like I don't know, like I don't know if it makes sense, but like I just when I think of high school, I'm like honestly, I loved high school more up here.
Yeah.
Like I just loved it so much, and I don't know. I kind of got like really like sad when it came to moving up here, because obviously like a big move. You don't know anyone. You feel alone at first, which I did at first. And all my friends from like down the hill and stuff, they all like promised me like like we're always gonna be friends, like we'll stay in contact, we'll check in on you. And I remember my first day starting high school here, my first day I was so nervous, really nervous. And like only like one of my friends like messaged me like wishing me luck on my first day, because them down the hill, they hadn't started school yet. They were still on like their last few like days of summer, but I guess we started a little earlier. So one of my friends, like she wished me like good luck on like my first day, and like that really made me happy and stuff. And like I don't know, like I just felt like people were so like, at least for me, like people were so like welcoming.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like anyone kind of just like side-eyed me or like kind of like set me aside. Like I felt very welcomed, which at my other high school not so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just like my little experience of like when I first moved up here. You've lived up here your whole life? No, you haven't lived up here your whole life, huh? Mostly. So you went to your whole school life has been up here from elementary school?
Yeah. My first like literally the elementary school that we go to was like not even like 5 minutes away from my house.
Oh, okay.
And then after that we went to the next one.
Oh, okay.
And then to the next one.
Oh.
So we just went down the line of it. And I think that's how my siblings are going too. My little brother and sister went to the same elementary school as me and my older sister. My younger sister went to the same middle school as us, and she's gonna go to the same high school.
Oh, okay.
Unless we end up moving or something. But my brother is in the same elementary school. He's gonna go to the same middle school, same high school.
He's gonna go to the same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I just hope they have a good time.
Yeah.
I know I hated middle school.
I hated middle school so much.
So bad.
Middle school was that time of my life where I'm like, I wish that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Like honestly, like that was probably my worst.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I realized that I hated it until after I went to high school.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like reflecting back, and I'm just like, you know what? I did not like middle school whatsoever. I'm like, middle schoolers are stinky. They have they're stinky, they have attitude, they think they're grown.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ooh.
It was so weird to me because, like, okay, elementary school, like, even up to at what grade is for you, like, you going officially to middle school? What grade is that?
7th.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same as us.
Yeah.
So from elementary school, literally up until 6th grade, you know, you're obviously kids. You're very innocent. 6th graders, from my experience down the hill, we didn't even feel like adults yet, like the way most like teenagers do. Like, we didn't even feel that yet. Like, we were still into recess and, like, you know, like playing handball and stuff. Like, we were still kids. And then literally going into middle school was such a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know, like, it was just weird to me because, like, around that age, like 7th and 8th grade, like, everyone started talking already about sex and stuff. And I was like...
It's just a dramatic switch. Like,
it really
very
is.
dramatic, just, like, switching up on us. I'm just
like,
excuse me?
Yeah, it was so crazy. I was like, we were just kids, like, 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
And now we're officially talking about sex and stuff.
But, what, from my experience, I guess, like, from what I've, like, experienced, my little sister and stuff, in 6th grade, they're already getting into that mindset of being middle school.
Oh.
They're already getting into that mindset of, like, being, like, rebellious or whatever like that, and, like, having attitude. And then same thing for freshmen, like freshmen in high school. They're still in that mentality, kind of middle school mentality. So that's why me, as, like, I want to be, like, you know, my career and everything. I want to be a teacher and stuff. That's why I was like, I don't want to teach middle school. I don't want to teach freshmen. I don't want to teach 6th grade, because that's all in the little, like, circle of middle school. Yeah. But well, now I do want to, like, kind of like try it out, because I don't want to, like, judge it. Yeah. But from my experience, middle schoolers are stinky. They have attitude. They think they're grown, and I don't know. I just feel like they need someone that understands them, like someone that won't, like, yell at them because they're giving attitude. Yeah. But someone that will, like, sit with them and be like, hey, I know that you're feeling this right now, but we have to focus. It's like we're in class right now, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, like, middle school, like, kids were already smoking weed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was talking about smoking weed already. I was like, yo, we're 7th graders.
I was like, why do I feel a little left out? Like,
I know, like, not, like, I'm not someone who's interested in that.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, honestly, like, we've never even, like, done drugs like that, you know? Like, I mean, I've never smoked anything at all. And since middle school, everyone was already trying to, like, get on that. Yeah. Like, everyone who hadn't smoked, like, weed at least once was trying to do it. You know? And then, like, and it was so scary because I'm like, if this is already, like, middle school, I'm thinking, like, POV middle school, I'm like, this is so terrifying. I can't imagine what high school's gonna be like. I started getting scared for high school. Because I'm like,
high school was better.
High school was so much better. I'm like, dude, like, people here are a little more matured. You know, like, people here, like, they're not as dumb as, like, middle schoolers can be. So it's like, you know, high school was, like, a big, like, relief and stuff, you know. Definitely didn't feel at all like how most of the movies kind of project high school life to be like.
High School Musical?
High School Musical, you know. I mean, unless you count us who were, like,
in musicals
and stuff, but, like, you know, I don't know. It was very different, and yeah, I can't with middle school. I don't even like thinking about, like, middle school and stuff. Like, I don't know. I went through the worst back then, so I'm just like,
yeah, like, middle schoolers, they just want to, like you said, they're already thinking about sex.
Yeah.
They're already thinking about drugs. They're already thinking about boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I had, like, a little crush in 7th grade. And he was an 8th grader, and I was like, oh, he's an older man. And I don't know, it was just, he was, like, kind of, like, it was so weird because I had told him that I liked him, and that's new because I don't tell anybody that I like them. It's so scary. Yeah. And I told him, and he was like, oh, well, I can't date right now. And I'm like, okay. And then the next, like, couple weeks, I see that he has a girlfriend.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, sorry, just tell me that.
That's how he rejected you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, just tell me you don't, like, want to, like date me or whatever. But then, like, I found out that he had a girlfriend, and I was like,
Wow. That's trash. Oh my god. Honestly, you probably dodged a bullet. Because yikes. Also just I want to say this before we get off topic with middle school. Middle school couples don't last. Like they really believe that they'll last an eternity, and I've never seen any middle school couple last.
I've seen one.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
They were like, they're not like close friends of mine, and like I guess we went to school together. They started dating. I think it was either 7th or 8th grade, but I think it was 7th grade. They started dating.
Oh, okay.
And they're still together now.
Really?
Yeah, I followed them both on Instagram, and they're still together now.
That's cute.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I'm just like, that's like so cute.
Yeah,
like their love never like outgrew them or whatever. They never like left, and they're still like going strong.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow.
Oh, I love that. I remember there was this couple that I met in middle school too. They were both very like nice, and they're both very innocent. Like they were surprisingly that 1% that like wasn't trying to do all that stuff we were talking about earlier. Like they were really cute, and they even went into high school and like they were really cute. And I was like, dude, like I think this will be the first middle school couple that I witnessed like last. You know, because middle school couples, I mean, most of the ones I saw when I was in middle school, they lasted like 3 days. Yeah. So them lasting till high school was like already a big, like, it was huge compared to like most of the other couples from middle school. And I really believed in them. Because I believed like sophomore year, I think, he cheated on her. So yeah, so he was the one that like ruined it, because I was frustrated, and he was like, I was more closer with him than I was with her. Her I didn't really know much, but like him, like I was pretty close with him. So like I was like, dude, like I believe in this couple, you know? And then like I found out that like he went and ruined it.
Oh god.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
What the? Oh, that made me so mad.
Yeah.
That made me mad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Tragic.
I know.
I want to jump into the segment that I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
I think you're going to love this.
Okay.
I think you're going to love it. So, this isn't obviously the first time I've tried doing a podcast. I've done some before in the past, some solo, some like with a friend, and they never like lasted, you know. The last previous podcast that I tried doing, which was like during my femboy days, I literally didn't even go past 2 episodes. So kind of embarrassing, but you know, I'm trying again. Okay, this time I have a lovely host with me. So
let's see if we could try.
I know.
Let's see if we could do it.
Let's see how long we last with this.
Our goal is to pass 2 episodes.
2 episodes. If we do, we did it.
Then we're set.
Yeah, we're officially set. So I used to do this segment on my previous podcast called "Things Heard, Read, and Seen," which is basically it's basically like the little break in the podcast where we get to talk about like whether we want to talk about a new show or a movie we just saw, any music that we just heard, anything you read recently, like a book or maybe an article or something, like anything in the media that you've seen, heard, or read. This is where we can talk about it. So I don't know if you have any like. Whether any TV shows, movies.
Let me think. Hold on.
I know you read a lot of spicy books, but I don't know if you're done with most of them. So I'm like, you know.
They're not all spicy. Don't make me look bad. What have I watched? Well, I recently finished reading this book. I think I told you about it like on the phone or whatever. It's called Divine Rivals.
Is that the one you said you with the? Is it the one you said you heard on Audible?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You finished it.
Yeah, because I've been listening to it. I needed to finish it like last month because I'm in a book club kind of.
Oh, okay.
And they're starting the second book, so I was like, okay, I have to hurry up and read the first book so I can start the second one.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to it, and I was like, this is really good. This is really good. It's like two people, and it's a girl and a guy, and they're kind of like rivals. They're like in a newspaper and they're rivals. And they're both fighting for a spot called what was the spot called? I forgot what it was called. Oh, the columnist. And that's like the person that writes the most articles for that newspaper or whatever. And so they were they're like always like competing or whatever. And then the girl, her brother went away to a war caused by two gods in the story. 2 gods that were like I guess they were lovers at first, but then they like separated and they're like there's a war now. So the brother went to go fight for the goddess's side. And he's been gone for months, and she's been trying to find him.
Mm-hmm.
So then she has this typewriter, and she's been like writing him letters and like putting them under her closet door. And every time she goes to see to like retrieve the paper, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's like, where'd it go? So she keeps going. She's like, okay, so it's going to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
This typewriter is obviously magic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, at first she said this wardrobe, that one that she has, she
Mm-hmm.
said it's probably magic. So she just keeps sliding them under the door.
Oh,
Every
okay.
letter to her brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then little do we know that the person that's receiving the letters is her rival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he knows it's her, but he keeps playing along.
Uh-huh.
And that's when he starts to fall in love with her.
Oh,
and then she like
shit.
starts something happens in her life that she decides, she's like, you know what, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna go be a reporter for the war.
Oh, okay.
So she can go find her brother.
Mm-hmm.
So then she goes, and he follows her.
Oh.
He follows her. He follows her, and then she ends up finding out that it was him, and they end up like falling in love like more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not gonna tell you the end of it because I don't know if you want to read it.
Okay.
I don't know if they want to read it.
Yeah.
But like, the end made me so mad that I had to start the second one. It's like right away.
How many is there?
There's two.
Oh, okay.
But I had to start the second one because the ending made me so mad.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what's gonna happen now? What's happening? What's happening? And it was so good. It's called Divine Rivals.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's by Rebecca Ross.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Oh.
for sure it's Divine Rivals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you were that you listened to it on Audible, that you got like a tryout with Audible.
That reminds me, I have to cancel that trial
before they start charging you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I recently I have, as of like this week, I haven't really finished any books. I started reading the book you gave me, Manhunt, which is very intense. It's really intense, and I'm literally in the beginning still. Like, I'm in like the first few chapters,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, this is like, I don't know, like, it's crazy. It's really dark, and I can see why you didn't want to finish.
I mean, I like the beginning of it, but then after the first I think it was first two chapters. I
Yeah.
was like, yeesh.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't finished it, but like for those of you who don't know, Manhunt. I don't remember the author's name. I'll be honest, but you guys can just look up like that, Manhunt. Basically, from what I understand, that this book is, it's kind of like apocalyptic type of world, where it's like this. I don't know if it's like a virus or whatever, like a disease, or I don't know. It's going around like infecting people and like turning people essentially into like, zombies basically. But from what I know, it's attacking people, or it's attacking people who have more like high levels of testosterone, which men basically, like, it's mainly getting to men, so men are becoming these like zombies and stuff, and it's like women trying to like protect themselves, survive. However, the book focuses on two trans women, so it focuses on them, and it's very scary for me to think about, because I'm like, these girls are trying to not only survive, like, the phrase is TERFs, it's like the women who aren't all for like trans rights and stuff, so it's like they're trying to survive them, and they're trying to avoid getting caught by these men, which is like scary, because it's like they're literally on their own. Like, they don't have like women on their side, like cis women on their side. So it's like they're literally on their own. And what's even scarier is that these women have to try to survive on their last bit of estrogen that they can live off of. Otherwise, their testosterone's gonna go back to normal, and they can get infected. So it's like, it's really intense, and it's like it's suspenseful. It's like, it kind of like, it kind of gives you anxiety,
Yeah.
And yeah, the last chapter I read, I haven't read it at all recently. I don't know, because I think I told you that like I kind of want to read this more like during spooky season, so I'm like, I don't know if to save it for October, for one of my October reads, because last year I wanted to read like a book that kind of gave off like October vibes, but I didn't have any at the time. So I'm like, I have this one, like I kind of want to save it. So in the meantime, I'm gonna probably just like look for something else to read.
I can let you borrow something.
I know you already know which one I want to borrow.
I know.
But yeah, that's as far as I am with books. I did start something.
What?
And I think you're gonna be proud of me because you've mentioned it to me so many times that I need to watch this.
Okay.
And I finally started it.
What
I
was it?
finally started watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. I literally started it today, this morning.
Oh wow, really?
And I'm already almost done with the first season.
Do you like it?
I'm so into it. Like
Okay. Question.
Okay. I think I know where this is
Team
going.
Conrad
I
or
knew you
Team
were
Jeremiah?
Okay. I can't fully lock in my answer yet because I haven't finished it. So I'm like, I could choose one, but then what if they turn out to be like not my favorite? So I'm like, I want to wait till I finish it to lock in which team I'm on. But so far, the first like few episodes that I've seen, I kind of have more or less on like who I prefer. Okay. But it's not my locked answer yet. Okay. So as of the first like 5 episodes that I've seen this morning, I kind of like Jeremiah more.
No.
I kind of like Jeremiah more. I don't know. Like Conrad in the beginning is kind of.
No, yeah, I get it. I get it.
He's kind of douchey, so I'm just like, I don't know, man. You're really hard to like, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna admit it. I liked Jeremiah too in the beginning, but I wasn't on his team. I was just like, okay, he's nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You just have to wait until season 2.
Oh, okay.
Season 2 is where it gets you.
Well, I think if I don't know if I'm gonna finish watching it today because I have like things to do after this. So I'm like, if I can finish season 1 today, then hopefully maybe tomorrow try to finish season 2 because I got so into it that I started binging it. Like I literally put episode 1, sat here. Next thing I knew, I was finishing episode 5. I was like, yo, what time is it? I was like, what time is it? I think I have to cook or something. And then I was like, I have to set this up. I was like, I just spent my morning watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. But yeah, that's just kind of like my views as of the first 5 episodes that I saw. I guess I'll just have to wait. I'll bring this up again in another episode later on when I finish it, which like hopefully is very soon. Because I have the habit of starting shows and then not finishing them, but that could be because either I lose interest right away. But I mean, I'm like, dude, I sat through 5 episodes with no break. Like I'm like I'm pretty sure I can probably finish this show because it's really good. I really like it. I love it so far. Yeah, I know everyone's been like talking about this show, and like I know you've told me that I should watch it, but like truth is like we only have the Amazon account on this TV, so it's like I can't watch it in my room. So in my room is when I watch like other stuff. But any other shows, I mean, I'm currently rewatching, getting ready for the new season. I'm currently rewatching Bridgerton because my sister hasn't seen the second season.
I haven't either.
You haven't either? Oh, yeah, she hasn't seen the second season. So like I watched like the I don't think she even finished season 1 like towards the end. So I sat with her, watched those, and then this morning she started season 2. So I'm like, okay, like I want to like watch it with her just to like kind of like recap everything. That way, like when season 3 comes out, because it's coming out I think next month. And by the way, I saw on Netflix season 3 is gonna be broken up into 2 parts.
Yeah.
I don't know why. This is unpopular opinion. I don't like when they do that.
Me neither.
I don't like when they do that because then I get into the show so much that I finish it within 2 days, and I'm like, okay, well now I have to wait the whole month to like,
Yeah.
Had it been like when it's like like shows on like cable and stuff where it's like you get an episode a week, that leads you up to the hype to when the next part is coming out, but it's like, dude, I'll finish it in like 2 days. And now I got the rest of the month to wait for part 2.
Yeah.
And then by the time that's done, like now I gotta rewatch like
my opinion, I watch nothing happen. Like nothing's gonna happen between them until the second part. We just watch. I feel like the first part is just gonna be like her like just like playing hard to get with him. Yeah. And then the second part is where it's gonna get all like it's gonna get juicy. Yeah. It's gonna get spicy.
Yeah. Like when what other show did they recently with Stranger Things? Oh yeah. The last season 4, it was in 2 parts. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were doing 2 parts. So when I was watching part 1 and I was on the last episode, I was like, this is a lame ending. I'm like, it's ending right here. I'm like, this is how you're gonna end the 4th season. But then that's when it said like Netflix put on their like part 2 coming. I was like, oh my gosh. And because me and my sister we love Stranger Things, and so when the next seasons usually come out, like we finished that in like 2 days. So I'm like, we're done with it, and I'm like, dude, that ending sucked. And then I saw Netflix say right there, like, part 2 coming out in like the next month, and I was like, oh my gosh, now we gotta wait, like,
yeah.
And then that part came out, and we finished that in like a day. So like,
oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I was waiting for it because I was like, they better not kill off my man. They better not kill off my favorite character, Eddie.
Eddie, that's what I was like, so like, oh my god, like that season had me so on edge with Eddie. I was like, dude, like this guy's, it's giving me anxiety. Like,
yeah, like they like him, like we like him too much. They're gonna take him away.
I'm like, they're, either that or like, like people who like are so afraid that they're gonna kill off Steve. I'm like, one of the two is gonna go, and it's gonna piss everyone off. And that's the thing, is that like whenever it's like specifically Stranger Things, because it's such a big show, I like to get it done with as fast as I can, because I know that the internet's gonna spoil everything.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the thing with Netflix, is that like they release the season all to you. It's like you don't gotta wait for the next episode next week. It's like watch it all, binge it all, watch it at your pace. Mm-hmm. And it's like if you take your time with it, where it's like you got TikTok, Instagram, they're gonna spoil it for you. Yeah.
I was so upset when I saw the ending. I was like, no way.
Yeah,
I was like so like. That affected me so bad.
Really?
Like, literally, like, for a couple days, I was, like, literally so, like, depressed.
Really?
I was so sad.
Aww.
You can even ask my sister. Like, I was so sad.
Aww.
And I was like, okay, Fatima, get over it now.
It's one of those,
it was, like, I lost someone in real life, but I was, like...
It was, like, it was one of those, like, that show can't hurt you, and it's, like, the show doing this to me. And it's, like, literally hurt. It hurt so bad. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, speaking of shows hurting you, I did finish a show recently. I actually finished it this morning, and I did want to talk about it during this segment. Okay. I recently finished this show on Netflix called Baby Reindeer.
I want to see it.
You haven't seen it?
No, I really want to.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, this show...
Isn't it like Stalker?
Yeah, it's about this... they call him wannabe comedian, like stand-up comedian. First of all, this show... Okay, I know you love that show, but I just, I don't know, hate to it. I like that show too. If you think One Day hurt you, I think this show will probably destroy you a little more.
Really?
I think it hurt me. Like, it hurt me so bad.
Yeah, I heard that it's based on a true story.
It's based on the true story of the actor playing the guy.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah. I was like, literally, he had to go through it twice.
Yeah, so Pobrecito. Like the guy, yeah, literally the guy playing the comedian who's like the victim in the show is his story. He played, yeah, I think he made the show, but it's like, because that's what I was recently seeing on like TikTok and stuff. Because very similar to how you with like One Day, with me today, I literally finished that show and I started getting so many TikToks of Baby Reindeer, and I'm just like, dude, like I'm just like, dude, this show hurt so much. Oh. Like it was so dark and so like sad to watch, and it's just like, it's like a dark show and a good show when an episode ends with like them saying like, if you know someone or if you yourself are going through situations like this, like call this number, and like they try to help people out there to like who relate to this message. And yeah, it's only I think eight episodes maybe. But yeah, I started watching it the other night, and I got through like 3 episodes, I think, because I really got into it. Because that's the thing, is that like I don't want to spoil anything for anyone or for you especially, but like when I first saw it, I was like, what is this show? Because it kept popping up on like my Netflix like crazy, because it was like trending and stuff. And I was like, what is this show? And I read the description, and it said that it was basically about a stalker, and I was like, oh, that has to be interesting. It's like one of those like thriller shows where it's like the stalker and whatever. But I don't know, like I started watching it and seeing that like how dark it was for this guy to go through this, and I was like, dude, this show hurt me, like honestly, like it was so dark. And oh my gosh. Yeah, but I did finish that this morning, and that's why I moved on to The Summer I Turned Pretty, because I was like, I need something else to like to watch now. Me
too. I watch like shows in between, because I know that I'm watching Grey's Anatomy.
Oh yeah.
But that show's gonna take me forever to finish. So I like take kind of like short breaks. I'm just like, okay, you know what? I think I'm done for right now, and then I'm gonna go watch something. So then I went to go watch One Day.
Oh.
And then now I'm back to watching Grey's Anatomy. But I think I'm gonna take a little break again. I think I'm about to finish season 10.
Oh, okay.
So right after I finish it, I'm gonna go to watch Baby Reindeer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm scared now.
I know that I didn't want to spoil anything that would happen, but I'm just like, because you gave me a warning with One Day, because when you told me like, because when I saw One Day pop up on Netflix, I was like, I kind of want to watch this, but I just have that habit of like, when I see things that like interest me, for some reason I just don't click on them to watch them. Like it takes me a while to actually like sit down, press play and stuff. And you had told me that you hadn't seen it yet, but that you also wanted to see it, and I know you started watching it, and I think how long did it take you to finish it?
2 days.
Okay, yeah.
3 days.
Yeah, because it's not that long. So you started watching it, and then you told me like, girl, like you gotta watch it. Like
I finished it and I was crying.
You were literally
bawling.
Yeah, like I was like, you're crying, and I understood because I like that like those last like clips, you know. Yeah.
Those last clips.
It was.
And then the clip that they didn't show us in the beginning. The very last clip is a clip they didn't show us in the beginning.
Oh.
Like we didn't see that happen in the first episode or in the second episode. They waited. They cut that clip out of the first part and they put it in the end.
Oh shoot!
To show us that actually happened, and I'm just like, what the heck?
Yeah, not to spoil it for people who haven't yet seen it, but I mean it has been out for a while. But like, what really did it for me, I know for you was the clip of him sobbing in his bed. That part did hurt. I will be honest. Like that was really sad. But I think truly what did it for me was when he went back to what was it? Was it a school or what was that? That building?
The university.
The university. Yeah. When he went back and he was standing where like he first met her, and then he started remembering like when they first saw each other.
Like when they bumped into each other and they saw
that
each other
part
for the
right
first
there
time.
really. Yeah, that part really like got to me. I think it was that part at that moment where I was like, okay.
Yeah, there is a part where like they finally made it. They finally made up. They were in Paris, remember?
Oh yeah.
And they did it, you know.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I thought I was gonna get rid of you, and then he was like, I don't think you can.
Oh.
And then there's a kind of like a parallel, like someone like on TikTok showed me like it was a video and was like, he's like, I don't think you can, and then it cuts to another part where his dad's saying, try to imagine a world like without like with her still, with her not here. Like we try to be happy with her not here. And he goes, I don't think I can.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, jeez.
That's so, it frustrated me too, because it's like the whole show, like you know they still think of each other, they still clearly want each other, but like obviously like, you know, they both have their own thing going on, they're far away from each other. And they wish to be with each other, but then it's like there were moments where like they would be together and they would both like be off, like like you can tell they're not like
episode 7.
Yeah, I know, you told me about that. You weren't, I literally was like, I think on episode 6, like I was about to start episode 6 and you had told me, you're like, girl, episode 7 had me so angry, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get to that. And I think that same night I got to episode 7 and I was like, girl, I need to like actually sit down, no distractions, like I want to see, like what do you mean, like, you know, like what's gonna happen.
And he made that one comment about the comment about teachers,
and
I was so mad. I was like, no way he just said that. No way he just said that.
That was I remember when I was watching that, it took me a little longer to finish it than you, but I remember when I finished that, I was like, wow, that was a good show, and I was really sad.
There's a book. It's obviously based off the book, but there's also a movie that was made before the show.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And the movie has what's her name?
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, you told me about that.
And it's literally the exact same characters, exact same story, but it's just in a movie.
Oh.
And I really want to see it because I want to like how like similar are they?
Yeah. You know? But that's why I'm saying, like, you kind of gave me that warning that you were like, girl, this show's sad, like it ends really sadly.
People were telling me too it's sad. I'm like, okay, I believe you, and then I watched it and I was like, damn.
Which is why I'm now giving you a warning too. I'm like, if you're gonna watch Baby Reindeer, like just know, like I don't think it's gonna be what you would have thought when you thought like it's about a stalker. Like I don't think you're really expecting what it's like, you know, because it's more than that. It's more than just a stalker, you know, being creepy and stuff. Like, it's a lot more than that. And, there was an episode, I won't spoil anything, obviously, but, like, there was an episode I saw last night that really hurt me. And I think you'll know when you see it, because it does involve a trans woman. because there was a trans woman character in the show, and yeah, if you guys saw it, you guys would probably know what I'm talking about. But like you like. You'll know like what I mean, you know.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those like me warning you about like episode 7 as well, you know, like, you know, it's the similar thing, because yeah, that show was really, it was a lot.
Okay.
It was a lot, and
I'm probably gonna call you when I finish it. But
yeah, you most likely will.
Oh gosh, I'm excited now. I really do want to see it.
Yeah, I had always wanted to watch it because I was like, what is this show? Like, it keeps on popping up like nonstop because it was like trending so much. And I was like, dude, what is this? And like, I clicked to read the description and I saw like it was about a stalker. So I thought like, oh, okay, a thriller about a stalker. This should be interesting. And it was so dark that I was like, dude.
Yeah, people are saying it's like, you're saying it's dark, other people are saying it's dark. And then I see the girl that plays like the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she looks so like nice. And I'm just like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, should I be fooled?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm excited to watch it now.
Yeah,
probably gonna watch it when I get home.
Oh gosh, I know you have to let me know when you finish it, because I know it's gonna get to you. I know, especially though I know the way you are. Like, you can be very like emotional with like shows like that, and I don't know. Like, I just get the feeling like it's gonna mess with you probably, but
like Society of the Snow.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
Society
so true.
of the Snow. I was not the same.
She wasn't.
I was not the same. Like, if you ask Riley how many times I sent her videos of just that movie.
Oh, your TikToks, you sent me of that movie.
And it's just so sad.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's been out for a while.
That one too, when I saw it on Netflix, I assumed it was going to be one of those like suspenseful like thriller movies too. Mm-hmm. Because it just like, you know, I read the description, looked at the trailer, and I was like, this is going to be some like Lost or something, you know, like this is going to be interesting. And then it was so sad, and I was like, and then too, like, it's based on a true story, which I was like, that's always when it's like worse, because it's like
that's where it hits. You're
just like, that's
damn.
Where it hit. That's why, like, when I first clicked on Baby Reindeer and it said right away in the beginning, this is based on a true story, I was like, this is gonna take a turn somewhere where it's gonna bother me, you know. Yeah. And yeah, things based on a true story, especially when they're supposed to be emotional, is like so like
because you don't know where it's gonna go. Because obviously, when it's like a whole scripted movie, like it's a made up movie, you predict what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a stalker movie, like, oh, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But since it's like based on a true story, you're like, you can still guess. You're like, oh, this is gonna happen, but you really don't know because it actually did happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
It's not scripted. It's not anything. It's like pure and like raw and like it's there.
It's real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. We had fun.
Yeah.
That was the first episode of our new podcast. I don't know if we're going to be doing this weekly, every 2 weeks maybe.
Probably. We'll see.
Yeah, because I know you have a different schedule than me. So it's like, you know, we have to just work with each other's schedules. Like, today we weren't even 100% sure if we were going to be here today. So that's why, like, you know. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to this. I know this is very different because it's a podcast, and it's like it's gonna be on YouTube. I don't know yet. As of filming right now, I do have to think about, once I'm editing and stuff, whether or not this is going on my channel or if I'm gonna make a whole new channel for this. But as of right now, there is no like social media yet made for the podcast, so it's like, as of right now, this is almost kind of, think of it like our first little test episode.
Like a pilot.
Yeah,
like a pilot.
This is our pilot episode. We want to see like how we were gonna go with it, like if it worked out or not. And then I don't know, maybe after this episode, once we go on to like the next episode and stuff, we can start working on like I don't know if I'm gonna make social media for this. I don't know if I'm gonna put this on my channel or make a whole new channel. I don't know yet, but you know, we just wanted to test this out. How did you feel today?
At first, I was nervous.
I was nervous too.
But then I think I got over it.
I did too. Once I started getting in the flow of just talking to you, like I
kind of forgot there was a camera in front of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, you know, this is just us having a conversation. We talk all the time, so it's like it shouldn't have felt any different, other than the fact that there's a mic recording us.
Yeah, and I think I did hold myself back a little bit because usually I'd be screaming.
Oh. Yeah, we get a little wild sometimes, so
yeah.
yeah, we'll try to just keep things to not go too crazy.
No, yeah.
You know, but I had fun. This was fun. If anything, you guys can leave a comment if you guys would like to talk about anything. If you guys saw any of the shows we talked about, books that we talked about, leave your opinions down below. And I think we're gonna end it here. You guys can find me on Instagram at Riley's Pink Rose. Fatima?
Mine's kind of difficult. Sorry. Mine's like Fatima.islands_.
Okay, yeah, we'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, we'll put it on the screen. So yeah, you guys can go follow our social media, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.